welcome everybody. As mentioned before, my name is Lisa, and I'm here with my colleague Steffen. We're both CRIS manager from the Hamburg University, working at the Center for Sustainable Research Data Management. And yeah, today we're talking a bit about the challenges of handling author collaborations and some potential ideas to manage them. So don't worry, I will not read the whole slide for the definition. So just the first sentence, author collaborations refer to the act of authors working together on a research project or publication. And when you have a look at the highlighted words, you can see where the problem is. So it's sheer the number of authors. Speaking of numbers, to get an impression of our university, especially the physics department, because we have most of the author collaborations, publications with author collaborations are from the physics department. So in our physics department, we have 2 clusters of excellence, very big projects with a lot of researchers, 80 professorships. We have the DESY as a partner institution, that's the German electron synchrotron. So they do collider and laser experiments, and also have shared professorships and working groups with our university. So when we look in Pure, there are 3,700 publications containing an author collaboration. The smallest number of authors in a publication which has an author collaboration is 48, and the largest one is 5,248. So the average in publications who have an author collaboration, the average of the authors there is roughly 1,500. So it's a lot. So here we just show some author collaborations in physics with our researchers. So what you see, like for example, Virgo, Tiger, they're biggest ones. Sometimes they have very creative names. I think I saw something like Mad Max or Nice People is also a good name for a collaboration. So we decided on the next slide, let's just focus on these 2 examples, Atlas and CMS. So when we have a look at the research output between 2018 and August this year, you can see here on the left, there are some different databases. InspireHub is a physics-specific database. I think you all know Web of Science and hopefully Scopus. So when you compare the first 2 databases, InspireHub and Web of Science, you can see that the numbers are comparable. InspireHub is a bit higher when you look at Atlas and CMS collaborations and their research output, which does make sense because it's very physics-specific. And yeah, when you look at Scopus, yeah, very low numbers. So we checked, okay, what is the reason why they have such a different output? And then we found out when you look at InspireHub, also Web of Science, there are filtering for collaboration. So InspireHub, it's called collaboration. Web of Science, it's group authors. And in Scopus, you can really filter for author collaborations. All you can do is searching within the author search the last name, and then you type in Atlas, and then you get a few publications where the author collaboration is in there. So idea completely out of topic, but it would be nice if we can have InspireHub as an additional online source. So I think a lot of our researchers in physics will appreciate that. So our motivation for this is based on the following challenges in Pure. So the first one is an import limitation. So Pure's import functionality restricts the author list up to 1,500. This is for online sources. It's only 500 when you do a bulk import via XML. And when you exceed these limits, then it will trigger a system error. The second challenge is an incomplete internal author representation. So the initial author subset often omits numerous internal collaborators. So in physics, the author list is alphabetical. which means when your last name starts with a T, the chances are very low that you will appear in the list. So the third challenge is an incorrect internal author linking. So when you have a similar name, there's a similar name matching algorithm, and it often leads to incorrect associations of internal authors. So for example, when there's a similar family name, then also people from the law faculty will appear in the author list in a physics publication. And the last thing is the increased processing time. You need to correct all those author lists. So it really took a lot of time and system resources. Normally it's between 15 up to 20 minutes to correct that list. What is the status quo at the moment in Pure? In Pure, there's a content type of author collaborations. It's classified as a master list. And those author collaborations can be linked to external organizations. You can see it a bit here on the right, but not to persons, as you can see in the marked XML scheme. When it comes to import from online sources or files, Pure is asking to add an author collaboration when the author list exceeds 50 authors. And yeah, again, there's a challenge of internal and external author name matching. I also mentioned this 2 slides before. So, based on our motivation and the current status in Pure, we came up with 2 ideas. The first one is handling collaborations like affiliations with a little twist. And the second one is an automated author extraction. So, when I look at the personal profile in Pure, I can see that there's organization affiliation, which is clearly structured. So I have the section here, and then the organization where I belong to, and also a time period, which is quite nice. And when I look the other way around, I can see that the persons can be linked or were already linked, depending from which side you go, to the organization. So our idea is, why not adding a section for author collaboration? So it can be looked like that, for example. So you have the section of author collaborations, and then the membership, in this case, maybe Atlas collaboration. And you are also able to add and start and end date. Also, why not adding persons to author collaborations, similar to the organizational units? So I have the same here. So again, start and end date. At the moment, remember, status quo in Pure is that you can add external organizations, but also with no time period. So what is the idea good for? So when importing a new research output, the idea is that all internal authors associated with the collaboration are added automatically, and due to time period, only the active researchers will be added. So the advantage of this method will be that no internal researcher is missing in the author list, even if your name starts with a T, and also no name mismatch with internal researchers from other departments will take place. So now I hand over to my colleague Steffen.
Thank you, Lisa. I come up with our second idea. This is based on automatic author extraction. So how do we currently do it in Pure? When we import a publication without author collaboration, we take this really long list and manually searching for all our internal authors. And as you can imagine, more than thousands of authors, this is really a mind-numbing task, this work. And it needs a lot of time to manually search for the authors. And then, when we have this manually generated list of our internal authors, we take a list out of Pure and match this with the metadata from Pure. And then we have this added list and import it via bulk import to the and generate the publication entry. So this is the quite manual way how we do it now, but using the bulk import method, it's of course this is a kind of automation. And this is our main idea. Just in general, we want to develop a method that extract or offer information directly from the publication, and then using the Pure API to generate the research output in Pure. And this can be happen directly from the source or from the PDF, for example. But this runs us in a general challenge. For example, at our university, as Lisa mentioned, we have shared professorships. One belongs to the university, one belongs to the DAISY or other organizations. And when you are automatically extract the author information, for example, directly from the PDF, you have to search for the internal authors with different affiliations. Maybe the metadata come with diverse citation metadata formats, and maybe we got it from different sources. And this, of course, is a general problem. But it is an automatic approach just by the idea. This table lists the advantages and disadvantages of both proposed ideas. So both ideas saves time. So this is the overall game or overall aim to think about how we can better handle the author collaborations in Pure. The first idea also we have the advantage that we can record all internal authors, and we can set an affiliation period, which also belongs how long to an author collaboration. And also for the researchers, it's much easier to directly claim in Pure to an author collaboration, for example. And of course, we can logging in history. And the disadvantages of the first idea is that we have to manual entry the collaboration data and the affiliation and for example, the periods. And of course, the maintenance of the lists are necessary, and this is also a manual task. A disadvantage of the second idea, the automatic author extraction, is that when you extract or when you're looking for the internal authors, this list for each publication entry is static. You have to manually map the author IDs, for example, to the internal persons. And you cannot, one further disadvantage is that you cannot subsequent allocate to this collaboration. Of course, you can import the publication again. This, of course, is always possible. And the biggest disadvantage is that this needs higher programming efforts when we realize this idea. But when we are combining both ideas and we apply these ideas step by step, this would lead us maybe to an optimum. So that the first step, we get all the metadata informations of the active persons from the author collaboration section as Lisa proposed, and from Pure. And then we are using this dynamic, let's say dynamic list, because we can easily get to the data, and using the white API to generate the publication entries in Pure. And this would lead us to an optimum, because we can use the high temporal accuracy of the first method combined with an automation process of the second idea. So I come to the conclusion. With our ideas, we cannot overcome, the import limitations. This we cannot solve directly with ideas, but we can solve 3 or 4 points that we can complete the internal author representation. We can correct the linking of the author of the internal authors, and of course. The biggest advantage is that we can increase the processing time of importing the the publications and and of course increase the quality of the data itself, because as Lisa mentioned, some authors doesn't exist in the publication entry then. So that's just our few ideas. Thank you for your attention, and yeah, we are welcome to your question and of course the suggestions. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Chris.
So thank you. This is fantastic. I'm Bonnie Nelson from RTI, and author collaborations, a group author, are really tough. Do you not, two questions, do you not worry about external authors? And you mentioned that it didn't work if somebody was inactive, and I'm not sure why not, because they do come in.
So hast du es verstanden? Sorry.
It's not so loud over here, so but can you please repeat it? I just understand external authors.
Okay, one at a time.
Okay.
So, what was the first one? I forgot which one I asked first. Do you bring in external authors along with your internal?
You mean in the author list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bigger challenge for us is there affiliations when you're bringing in external?
The thing is, when you use online sources, for example, it automatically brings external authors in it. So
Right.
that's the thing why it causes some errors when the list is exceeding 1,500 or
Yeah.
500, yeah.
yeah.
Right. So particularly for group authorship, those author statements a lot of times are jumbled. Like we'll find all the external authors assigned to the first one, and nobody else gets them. You're not. I mean, we use WebAssigns too, so that's what we tend to see. My second one is you mentioned it did not work for inactive authors.
No, it did not work for what authors? I'm so sorry. It's just
I'm sorry.
Inactive.
Former authors. You said it doesn't work for former authors.
no, we didn't say that it was. We said that it would be nice if you have, for example, the idea that you can link persons to collaborations, that you have something like a history. So that would be a nice thing. So it will, of course, it will bring some formal authors in case you import, I don't know, let's say a collaboration, publication with a collaboration and the papers from 2012. And of course, the Intel will be linked because they were active during that time. So that's the idea behind that. Yeah.
I think, Bonnie, some of the confusion may come in of if we get an active author affiliation coming in from the source where we can detect that this is an author affiliation, then we have one approach. Another approach, if we don't get that data and we need to sort of, let's say, invent it ourselves, so we can have a talk about that. Yeah.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Steffen. I think it's fantastic. I think the ideas are really, really good. I noticed in one of your earlier slides, I think you had a sneaky link to let us upvote this particular idea. If you want to put that on at the end, we're happy to give our support. I think it's fantastic.
The upvote was not from our institution.
It's from another university.
Yeah.
Any more question?
Please.
Thanks. Who do you see as looking after the membership of them if we went for the organizational unit pathway? Would you think that the library would need to keep that, or would you put it to the departments where they'd probably know better who was working with those collaborations and then giving them the permissions? So,
You mean like who's linking the authors to the collaboration?
yes.
Student assistance, maybe. Because it really needs a long time to search the whole list and making which is the internal author, looking to the affiliation. It's quite, you have two screens and then you compare it. That's more or less the only chance to have it.
But I think also another advantage is when you can see your membership in your personal profile. So we have a portal, not a pure portal, our own custom portal, but you can also see your affiliation. So, and the idea is when you see, okay, now there's this new section for author collaborations, and I'm part of that, so why don't I see it? Then normally they can ask us if we can add them. So claiming an authorship or a membership in this case is also something which makes it way easier. So at the moment, we just have people who write us that they were also part of the publication, but yeah, their name, unfortunately. So I came up with the T because there's one professor, she did a lot of publications, but she is, I think, only in the half of the ones of the output. So I think at the moment that's our bigger problem, that people just say, okay, I saw all this 600 publications I'm a part of, but I'm not a part of that in pure. Yeah. So it's yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Introducing a problem we all have, I think. So thank you.
Thank you.